Good morning. I am officially running behind. We've been cruising with a whole bunch of different stuff this morning, and time got away from me. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. We are on the morning melt. This is where I start my day. This is actual production day. This is how my day actually evolves and what's involved with it. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to actually do this as a job, this is it. This is part of the process. And this morning we are going to be doing some production. Pop that back there. There we go. Need this guy. So we're going to be making a paw print this morning. What's up? How you doing, cruising? North Carolina prospectors, good morning. John, how are you? John, we're finishing up the tail end of your flowers here. We're going to finish the bad part. Badass Mountain Mama, what's going on this morning? How are you? So we are going to show off John's flowers here. They look amazing. I'm actually quite happy with them. So we'll do the morning reveal of them. So we're going to round this bottom end off. And we always round it out. I don't like leaving little sharp points. There are some people who like sharp points on there, and I don't personally. I know that that varies, and the opinions vary on it as well. But this is the way I like it, like this. It prevents a lot of damage to the flower itself when you have that. And the reason it prevents damage is a round form, just like an egg. You go to break it. An egg is a lot harder to break as opposed when you're trying to crush it, as opposed to like a stick. So we try and implement that type of concept into the glass. I always try and make things a lot better. You have a day off? Man, I don't know what that's like. I don't have any days off. Oh, we're going to show it off, John. We got you. We are definitely going to show it off. So we just trimmed out the two ends here. And then we're going to show the little rose. So we got the little mini vase and rose over here. We got some vases over here. This is the one we did last night that is a unique color I've not seen before. And we're going to bring it over to the side view. So there it is in its raw form, okay? Like natural right now. But when you get a bright light, like when the sun hits it, you get this. But how about that was an unepic fail? There we go. Now look at those colors, the purples and greens that are bouncing through there. Now the original color was totally different. I just had a little connection issue there. The original color I'm going to show you. How we got here was a mystery last night. I'm going to show you the original color that we worked with, and you're not going to believe it if you weren't with us last night. And let me bring this out while I have time. This is the original color. See that color? That's the original color of that rose. And we added the metals in there to make it what it is. But how we got there was a total mistake. Happy little accident. So I kept trying to change the color, silver fume it, and gold fume it. The colors were looking awful, and finally I just said, we're going to hit it really hard. And we did, and it turned out beautiful. You're retired, have a wife, never get a tail. Hey, there you go. Retired is good. Honestly, if you're retired, I'm happy for you. Number one. Number two, I think retirement, if you retire and don't do anything, it is death. I mean, if you retire, you got to be doing something. Have to. How did I get that effect? Dawn for Tenberry. Okay, that's a hard one for me to pronounce. Dyslexic is kicking my butt on that one, Dawn. I'm going to call you Dawn. So go rewatch the video from last night. And that's how we got there. But it was a process called fuming, where we take precious metals and we vaporize it in the glass, both gold and silver. And we kept coating it, and it did not look good at all. And we finally hit it with the right amount, and it worked. If I had to repeat that process, I don't think I could. So again, I'm going to show you on the side here. So there is the flower itself, and there's the original rod it came from. I'm having a hard time holding it. Okay, now check out the difference here. You can see a little bit on the bottom petal, a little of the original color, but look at those colors. And that's what it came from. And that was the silver and gold fuming added into it. So I can tell you the pinky purple color is definitely the gold. 100% that is the gold color. Yeah, it is last night's video. L to the B, good morning. L to the B, there are like several people asking about this flower, so I think I'm going to do a silent auction for it. And let me, I want to do something special with it, so I may try and do like half the proceeds go to St. Jude's or something, like a charity, since I'm uncomfortable doing auctions. Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable doing auctions, so maybe I'll do half the proceeds go to St. Jude's. Won't be a tremendous amount, but it'll be a little bit. That's kind of what I'm thinking along that line, like donating part of it to a charity. Yeah, because I'm really uncomfortable with silent auctions. I just don't feel good about it. I mean, I feel good about it, but I don't. All right, let's cut this. I have two different vases that are going to go with it. So we're going to cut this down. So I'm going to include both vases because I don't know which one someone would want. So we'll just do both. And the other vase can be, the other mini vase can be used for natural flowers if you want. So it'll definitely fit in one of these two little mini vases. I think both of them look good. I'm not disappointed with either one. We're going to let that cool off a little bit and come back to it. I need to put it way out of the way so it doesn't get damaged. Over here. All right, let's show John's flowers off from this morning, or from last night. So John had these flowers custom made. Here's version number 1, which is the gold fume. I love it. It came out absolutely gorgeous. We have the natural petal colors. They're just absolutely stunning. That is John's first one. Came out beautiful. And then we'll show off the second one here, which is this one. Oh, how about we add a light to it? And that is looking gnarly cool. Sometimes they just pop out beautiful. Yeah, this one, I don't know. This one's starting to grow on me as like my favorite. I'm not quite sure. It's like really close. This color combo's growing on me like as a favorite really quickly. So I can't wait to do more of it. I need to put these off to a location where they're not going to get damaged. Ooh. I can put them way up here. We're going to put them way up high. Because right now the back end of those is still hot. No one likes unnatural flower. I know, right, Kevin? How you doing, Kevin? Good morning. Barbara, good morning. Karen, good morning. Dragonfly, good morning. Who else do we have in here? Lost Dryer Socks, good morning to you. Jake, Leslie, Nicole, hello. Laura, how are you? 2 Lauras in here. And we got Lars. And who else do we got? And Jake. If I miss someone, Tiffany's in here. Sorry. Again, you say hello. Good morning. Yeah. We got our little romper room edition out of the way. Okay, so we need to make a paw print real quick. I need to grab the material for it. So we're going to change it up a little this morning, do a memorial write-off. I'll move the vases out of the way temporarily. We'll show them off later. Bring this out. So this is how when you order a memorial from us, you get, I'm not going to expose the label, but you get a bag like this, a kit sent to you, and then you fill the bag with the ashes, and then you return it to us. We are using Boro. And then I can take and put it in here like that. So again, I'm not going to expose the name, but there is a label on the other side. You can see through there, there's a label. And that way it has the name, the pet name or the person's name for the memorial, the order number, everything's on here. Nothing ever gets confused. And we only do one memorial at a time on the bench, so nothing gets mixed up. I know, romper room, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Do I have my drill? Of course I do. It's way back here. Going to keep it handy right there. Yeah, we're going to try it a little different today. We're going to use the white frit and a little bit of the glow in the dark. We're going to use a little bit of both of those. So there's glow in the dark glass powder, glow in the dark, and white frit. We're going to use that for the memorial. And again, we did this last night. We created that little dichrosphere. And that way I can kind of show it independently here. So when I refer to dichro, now you guys can see how that works. Comes in different colors, but yeah, that's dichro. We're going to do one later today. All right, sorry for the side view temporarily. Move these guys off to the side. All right, we are set. We're going to make the memorial. So this is a memorial for a pet, and it is going to be in a paw print. This is the impression for it. You can see that little paw print in there. Maybe I have to do the side view. Sorry about the side view. I keep going back to it, but it makes things super clear. So you can see the paw print in there. That is how we stamp the image with it. And then we make it awesome from there. So first things first, we're going to start by getting the white implemented into the piece itself, and then we will mix the ashes in, and from there we will turn it into that amazing paw print. And then, believe it or not, we got peppermint swirls to do today. Chef Dave, stuff like that. I'm sorry to hear about that, but stuff like that happens more than you know. Yeah. All right, and here we go. We're going to start off with clear. Trying to see if there's a little bit different size version. Actually, there is over here. Yeah, we're going to use this one. I probably shouldn't do it this way, but I don't like the little stuff shooting at me when it buzzes off. So we're going to start off, and we're going to start getting the white base built up. This one's in black and white, my favorite paw print. Black and white is amazing, and then the amber purple is also beautiful. But I have a lot of people that order this without the ash as well to memorialize a pet. So like they'll order the paw print. It comes in a smaller size too. And they'll put it on the little wooden box that has the cremains in it. Let me turn on my fan because it's already hot. Okay, so we're going to start dipping it into the white frit. And we're going to mix it in that way. And then we're going to add a little glow-in-the-dark powder to it. I don't think this is going to actually make it glow because we're going to add such little amounts to it that it will not be effective, but it adds a unique flavor to the white. You'll see here in a little bit. The powder itself, even if you get it to not glow, the way that it's made, it just adds a unique flavor to it. You're going to see here, it looks awesome. It creates kind of like a sandblasted, muted look to it. So there you can see the frit running around there, okay? And that's called frit, and that just adds a little bit of color to it. We're going to bring it out and keep doing that. Wearing sunglasses in the midnight. I don't understand, Santos. Not quite. Try to understanding what you're trying to say. It's okay. We love our trolls too. As long as you troll properly. If you start trolling racist words or something, you're going to be booted. But if you want to troll, just be prepared. My group of moderators and subscribers and followers, they have a troll rating system. So if you try and troll, they will rate your troll, and you could be getting your feelings hurt. Because they may rate you at a 0, and you'll get hurt feelings. Because trust me, the glowworms can be brutal. All right, now we're going to roll it into the glow-in-the-dark glass. Now this is in a powder form. It is sometimes hard to pick up. I'm going to show that to you on the side view as well. Let me gather a little bit here. And I don't want too much of this, not a whole lot. So now we have the glow-in-the-dark glass powder on there. And by the way, I owe Dragonfly and Groves a box each of glass. And I kind of altered the box a little bit I put obviously glow-in-the-dark glass in there, but I altered it a little bit based on the price increase of some of the colored glass. I kind of included some of the more rare colors that you guys, or the more expensive ones that would normally be hard to purchase price-wise, so I could include some really nice colors for you. So I ended up modifying the box a little bit. It's a big old flat rate box. I can ship up to 40 pounds with a flat rate. So I just wanted to let you guys know I hadn't forgot. And that box is coming separate of any items because it's heavy and it's going to damage anything inside. Okay, so now we have a little bit of white glass built on here, both glow in the dark. Let me grab this one more time. Now this will actually, I'll show you one of the little tricks with glow. So you add a little frit to it, and then you pick up the glow on top of that, the powdery glow. And look how much you gather, because the frit gathered all the glow. And so it locked it in place. So we kind of have that little fuzzy look. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to mix this up a little bit, check the base of the white, see how it's looking as far as the color level, and then we'll add the ashes in there, mix it up again, and we'll start forming this into a paw print with black. So it'll be a black and white paw print. We got our little trusty drill. It's getting a little short. We're going to take that drill, mix it up. There we are. Not much left on there. I think it's done. I think it's all done. I think we hit our limit. All right, let's bring this out. We got a beautiful combination of whites in here that had just, I love this. Marsha, thank you for the Go Popular and the Heart Me. I appreciate it. Thank you for the dragon. All right, here we go. So we're going to bring in side view so you can see the actual white color. So there we are. We got a little bit of white. Look how soft that is. And that's what I was talking about with the glow in the dark. It actually makes this white look very soft. And I'm going to show you what I mean by a difference of soft versus not. So can you see where one is kind of porcelain looking and the other is more of a like angelic white? So the one down on the bottom main rod is angelic. The top one is more like porcelain. So that's why I like that. I am rocking the Glass Torch Technologies Kabuki. The Kabuki. All right, let's add in the cremains here. So inside this bowl are pet cremains right there. We're going to add it in. Now there is a limited number of ash that you can add in here. You cannot add too much or it starts changing the composition from a glass to a almost ceramic. So we have to be careful of how much we add in there. Gonna add it in like that. And we just keep dipping little bits in there and blending it in. I'll bring it out for a moment and show you exactly what it looks like. I think we are going to drill mix it in a little bit too. Because this ash is a little bedly. Every single set of cremains are different. No two are ever the same. Okay, let's pull that off. There we go. Clean that up. All right, let's bring in the side view. And now you can see everywhere those little bubbles are, and that little bottom section contains the cremains. We'll use a little flashlight on there. It's not showing. A little too much lighting. Bring it back a little. Anyway, the cremains are all in there. Let me dip it in once. I'll show you a little bit of it dipped in sideways. Then you can physically see it, and then we'll blend it in. Pick up a little more. Now this process took me a while to figure out how to do it right. Now you can see all the cremains on there. So that is the ash or cremains right there. All blended. Not blended yet, but we're going to mix it in. So now we're just going to mix stuff up. This is the part that does take a minute. Then we're going to add a little bit of white to the bottom to kind of just give it a little bit more blending technique there. Then a tiny bit of the glow in the dark glass. There we go. So this is fully kind of encased right now. See how we basically encased all that ash. So now it's blended in there, and it's going to really be fully immersed into the glass itself. We're going to definitely have to use the drill to mix that up, though. I need to find a suitable drill mixing rod. Ah, you're a little short. But you may have to do. Yeah, it's going to have to do. It's a little longer than the one I currently have. Okay, we're going to set that down temporarily. Change it up, put that away. Melt that in, see, there we go, perfect. Okay, we're all started. So we're going to mix that last little bit of ash in there. And then we'll start shaping it, add the black and white, or the white and the black. So the white is going to have a little bit of a punchy white on the top. and the black. We're going to mix all this up right now. All right, this should be good. All right, that is fully mixed in. One last side view for a moment so I can show you that. Colors on a memorial piece this size, 2. If you get, the bigger you get, the more colors you can add, but there's a certain point where colors get muddied up. It starts getting muddied up. So you don't want to add too much in there, or it just doesn't work well. All right, so we're going to come through. We're going to start the process of fitting it for the paw print mold. Again, this is the mold we're going to be using. There's a little paw print in it. And I like using that because it keeps every single piece consistent. For me, consistency is one of the most important factors. You know, I see a lot of people making these memorials and they try and add the paw print in manually, meaning they draw it in there, and to each their own. To each their own on that, but I personally don't like that. So we're going to test fit. There we go. I like having everything look consistent. Is it possible to make a teddy bear memorial? It is possible to do a teddy bear memorial. I can assure you of that. We are a little bit jammed up right now as far as I have a lot of back orders. Well, not back orders, just orders in general. So it wouldn't be able to be accomplished right away. And before we even got to it, I would have to make a prototype of the teddy bear before I made it into a memorial. You would have to approve the teddy bear before the memorial itself. Because once we add the ash in, there's nothing I can do to stop it. But if you would like to inquire about a teddy bear memorial, send us an email at thefieryguy.com. Just make sure to include in there that you understand that we're a little bit behind. It might take a little while. And we can give you a rough estimate as far as a time frame. Stephanie has my schedule. Yeah, Stephanie has my schedule all laid out. As far as how far we are behind us, or what the order queue looks like. I don't want to say behind. I'm not behind. We just have a lot of orders. I'm not technically behind. But yeah, I want to make sure that I give you a proper time frame. You'd be put in the queue. The way the queue works is once you place your order and we agree on everything, then you are scheduled for a certain date and time, and we get that done. And I don't jump ship for anybody. So I get a lot of people saying, can you put me ahead of the line? And it's like, no. Unless there's a very specific, exact reason. In other words, the funeral's in a week, and we want to have it there. but I don't jump shit for people. Or jump the line. Okay, so this is the top portion. So all the ash is in that bottom portion here. I'm going to show you how we get all this. Same answer on the cat figure. Yes, same answer on the cat figurine. Although I do have a couple cat figurines I've done. I had to change it. I definitely had to change the cat figurine. So this bigger portion, you can even see some of those little highlights in there. Those spots, those are the ash contained little ashes in there. Wow, it's too bright. Anyway, all those little specks in there are the actual ash. But I do have a cat figurine. I had to change it. And this isn't meant to be funny. But my original cat figurine was a sleeping cat. So it was a cat, kind of the head tucked into the tail in a curly Q fashion. And it's a beautiful, absolute beautiful design. But when I did it out of orangish brown, it very much came out like a poop emoji. So I had to change it because I just can't do that. And again, that's not meant to be funny. It's just the way it looked. So I had to change the cat to an upright cat, to where it's kind of sitting upright. And I've only done one of those. But the design itself is done. All right, so there is no ash in this right here. That's just the top portion. Okay, so now we have this top portion up here ready to go. So the bottom section down there, you can see the difference in the colors. That contains all the ash. The top portion will be the design. I like putting the ashes in the bottom of the item itself because you can definitely get a better visual. And if we put it in the top, when I go to stamp it, the ash can actually poke out a little bit and ruin the actual impression. So I try to keep that really looking good. So we're going to spiral some white on here. This is the porcelain white. And it also gives a total definition of which portion has the ash and which doesn't. So we're going to come around. Now this is the freeform design. It's the only way I do these paw prints, unless it's for a canine law enforcement canine. And then I make it blue with a black collar around it. Okay, so we're mixing that white in there. All looking good. The sleeping cat looked absolutely fantastic in other colors. Black, it looked fantastic. But the brown design really made it look like a poop emoji. And the problem I run into is if I tell someone, you can't have your cat in that design because it is brown, they get really upset. So I just took it off my entire list. So you can definitely see the difference in the white there. So I just removed the setbacks of trying to tell someone they can't have something. But yeah, the sleeping cat was a beautiful design in black. Black and white, it looked really good. But when it was in the browns and oranges, no. And like I said, it's not meant to be funny. It is what it is. All right, so let's add in this black. So I do a tri-layer here. So we add in a lot of this black on here. So we got a bright white underneath, then we add the black up here. Okay, almost fully encases it. Now we're going to add in some more white just to blend it, a little bit of clear, and this will create the image up on the top. So now I can come through and kind of space it out evenly. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, not the last view, but another view from the side. What's up, Groves? So now you can see we kind of went on top of that again. And we're going to do a final blend here in just a minute. Oh, I do. I have a skinny. So this is a little bit of clear, and this is going to give it a little bit of a 3D effect. I don't want to go all the way around it. I just kind of want to give it in spots. All right, that's enough. We got enough color on there now. Bring it back around again. I definitely need to put the damn foot pedal on. We're going to make it look good. Okay, so now we got all the colors bouncing through. And we're going to stamp this into the paw print. And you're going to see how much this changes up. We are using oxygen and propane. Oxygen and propane. Can I do praying hands? I have not attempted that. That would be a cool process. If I was going to honestly do praying hands, I would get a tea light holder that is praying hands. It's an actual tea light holder. And then I would make a marble that fits into the praying hands. So like this is a holder for a marble. So we can put a marble in there, and then this is the angel wings. And then you can put the marble, or the paw print actually fits in there too. And we can put that inside the actual holder of praying hands. 2 reasons I would do that. Number one, if we start making glass out of praying hands, it starts making it fragile. You know, all the little fingers on there, all that stuff could make it semi-fragile. And 2, the marble becomes, like I said, pretty much indestructible. It's a marble. And 3, it's much easier to ship. Yeah. So having a praying hands holder with a marble or something that fit into it would be beautiful. And you can change the color of the marble all you want. All right, let's do a little visual since we got time here. So my glasses are made of a material called didymium lens. Didymium is a glass filtering lens. It filters out certain spectrums of light. So we're going to drop it in front of the fire here, and you can see the total difference, what's going on versus that. Like that. We're going to try the side view. I tried this yesterday, and we're going to try it. See if that shows a little bit different version here. I don't know how much it's going to make a difference on this, but there. See how we changed up like that versus that? This already has a filter on it, so we're double filtered right now. But it just helps you see a little bit we definitely sell marbles. Yeah. Sorry for coughing in the stream here. All right, let's get this melted in. Sorry, my throat is off. So we're going to superheat this, press it into the paw print mold, and we hopefully will have a beautiful little paw print image in here. Got to get it really melted up though. Melty. And this is a memorial paw print, so this contains ash from a pet in it. Okay, a little bit further. Really got to get this molten. Okay, a little bit more this way. If it doesn't turn out the first time, I can remelt it and strike it again. But I like to try and get it on first shot. And here we go. Nice even push in there. Bring it up, and we are looking good. Sorry for coughing in that damn. We're clearing my throat in the microphone. Apologize. And there we go. So I'm going to show you side view. This will hopefully show it much better now. So we're going to bring it out. You can see it kind of heating up there. I'm just smoothing out the top surface. You can see the paw print in there. Clear as day. And there's the paw print. I grew up with this. So my mother started when I was 2 years old. So I pretty much grew up with it. And there is the black and white. Now, if I remember correctly, this one is of a Dalmatian, which is why it's black and white. I think the pet was a Dalmatian itself. So that would make sense. But I believe it was a Dalmatian. Okay, now we just have to flatten this bottom out and make it look good. Nope. Nope. Ah, perfect. Yeah, it actually looks really good. This came out beautiful. So we attach a little punty to the front of the actual item. And then I just have to balance out the bottom. So it's a little off, crooked when I pushed it in. That happens every time. We're going to separate it and get it smoothed out. Nice and flat. Remove that big chunk of clear there. I'm not taking anything with ash off of it. I'm just removing a little bit of this clear that was remainder of this holding rod. So then we're just going to smooth it out up here. and just get the bottom to balance out. I'll show you what I mean with the bottom balancing out. Some people would leave it. I can't. Okay, see how it's thick right there, and then it comes over here and it thins out a little right there? You can definitely see the difference. I can't leave it like that. No, I just can't physically leave it like that. I'd be upset. I can do something with dog hair, Kelly. I created a memorial crystal that has a combination of acrylic and glass. What's up, Sharky? And we can put the dog hair in the actual crystal, and it'll show the dog hair in the crystal. But it's a hybrid. It's glass and acrylic hybrid mixture. All right, so I just got to wait for it to kind of droop down. And we do that by just rotating it all the way around, focusing more on the high spot, like here, and then rotate it around. High spot, let it drip, rotate it around. But yeah, we could definitely do that. The crystals are beautiful. We could do it necklace size or a gigantic crystal. That one currently is available on starrynightglass.com. So you'll find that on starrynightglass.com. And it will be under the section that says crystals. But being an acrylic hybrid mix, it's really strong. I wish I could do it with hair and fire, but it won't. Obviously, the hair will melt. It will burn up. All right, let's start forming this guy up. So we just have to smooth it out a little bit. All right, we're almost done. It's actually pretty smoothed out now. I got you, Kelly. Well, the crystal I can highly recommend. I think the crystal with the hair is absolutely perfect. Everything's silent. Yeah, I have a program that blocks out background noise. I can actually fine tune it. I can block everything out if I want. We could go totally silent. Watch this. Bring it up here. There you go. Nothing. Now you get nothing. But I like having some of the Starry Night. Yeah, starrynightglass.com, Kelly. Starry Night Glass, Glass. Yeah, we could definitely block out a lot of background noise. I like leaving a little bit. There we go. So we're almost done. I think we're pretty close here. Just let it sit for a second. Traveling New York subway system. That would be interesting. Pop, pop. That actually sounds cool. I want to look into the history of that. That'd actually be kind of cool. All right, so there we got, you can see the bottom is all now flattened out correctly. It's all even. Yeah, we've definitely worked on the setup quite a bit. Definitely put a lot of time into it. Grip it here and pop. Off it comes. It has not been an easy journey. Then we smooth out that spot where it was attached right there. We'll come over to side view and I show you guys the actual finalized version here. So we'll bring it out. I like that hot shot, but there's the little image in there. Everything looks good. We're as solid as can be. Oh, I gotta unscrew it. And there we go. Do some line work? Why? I have orders I have to fill. Why would I do line work? I have my own agenda. I'm not here to teach glass blowing. I'm here to show the process. I'm not here to teach. Okay, let's move the glow in the dark back out. Okay, this is the rose that we did last night. I am so happy with it. Again, I think this one's going to go up for auction. The colors just popped out really, really well. We got some very nice coloring to it. You can see all the beauty to it, like that. So this is the one, it's the little mini rose. We got a couple vases for it. I think I parked them over here. So I think this one will probably be the combo that it'll go with. Unless we do the picture version. It's gonna come with both versions. So that one is the other version, the little handled version. A little handle on it. So it's gonna come with both. Let's move the cremains out of the way. I don't even understand what you're saying, Dinklebug. I don't even get it. Sometimes I don't understand some of those comments. Okay, we got to attach a little punchy rod on here. Hold this up. Thank you, Lena. Kathy, thank you. How long do oxygen and propane tanks last? My oxygen lasts about a week. I have a liquid tank. So we go through a liquid about once a week. And then propane, it varies. We don't go through that much propane. We really don't go through a lot of propane. Got you, Chef Dave. Yeah, the trolls are out. They think they're funny. The thing about the trolls, they don't really, their comments mean about as much as like, the comments are about as important as like belly lint. It absolutely has no impact on my life whatsoever. In fact, it just helps my algorithm. That's why I always say I love the trolls to some extent, because they just keep helping feed me more money. The more they comment, the more money that comes in, because it boosts my CPM on my on my monetization. It's actually pretty funny. Can you stamp initials or a short name in the paw print? No, I don't do that. It's just borosilicate glass is extremely hard to like engrave, and I don't have a stamping tool that works very well. So when you say we, do you have coworkers? I do. I absolutely do. You know, Stephanie helps me with everything that is non-glass blowing. She pretty much handles all the non-glass blowing aspects of the business. And that makes it super nice for me because that means I can focus on this portion of it. Bentley's mom, thank you. Are you mailing? Okay. Belly lint. That's what I'm saying. Some of these trolls think they're funny. And like I said, the comments are about as important or creative as belly lint. I can't think of anything less creative than belly lint. Okay, there we go. So this is the amber purple. Absolutely one of my favorite colors. Stephanie definitely is boss babe right there. Yeah, she definitely is. Okay, so that is the amber purple. I'm actually going to park it in the kiln. We're going to strike it in the kiln so I can show you guys what it does later. I want to have a full version of it set to go. Like that. Okay, so next on the agenda is, I do have to make one hummingbird. I have to make a hummingbird real quick. I think I got a tiny little section here. Yeah, we do. The little flower vase in the front, you mean this one? That one is actually, I believe, sold. But we can definitely make you one, Barbara. We can make it on live if you want. We could definitely make it on live. That's the Peace Rose. And it is gold and silver fuming. I have two websites. The one for basic stuff right now is thefieryguy.com. The second one for memorials is starrynightglass.com. And there we go. So this is going to be the hummingbird that we do. I'm going to make it out of that teal color because we have one for teal on order. I happen to have the teal here. All right, let's get going. So we're going to add it into the white frit, make the body for the hummingbird, and go from there. Do I ever use Mai Tai or Mega Mai Tai? I love Mai Tai and Mega Mai Tai. I have a little bit of Mega Mai Tai left, and I'm like using it very sparingly right now. But man, that's hard to decide between amber purple and Mai Tai. They're both fantastic colors. They're a little different from each other, but man. Do you need to go order it? Send me a message, Barbara, at thefieryguy.com, and we will put an order together for you. I'll tell you how to go about doing it. What we'll do is we'll make it on live, Barbara. We'll schedule a time, make it on live, and if after it's done you actually like it, we will, there's a checkout. There's different variations of things being made on live. There's different price points. And whatever price, I can't remember how much it is. You just go in and check it out. It'll be super simple. Yeah, it's going to be super simple. Yeah, I love, so what someone was referring to is Mai Tai or Mega Mai Tai is a particular color out of borosilicate glass. And it is in the amber purple family. So it strikes different versions of colors. And it is incredibly awesome. But I like the Mega Mai Tai better than double amber purple by far. I find Mega Mai Tai much better than double amber purple, but I find the original amber purple better than Mai Tai, if that makes sense. All right, so now we got the white frit on there. And we're going to melt it in all the way and pull the tail portion. You get way more purple out of my... Yeah, see, everybody works at what... It depends on the torch, too. I think if you're working on a Bedlam instead of GTT, you might get more purple out of Mai Tai. The actual torch itself has definitely some impact on colors. Okay, so we're going to bring it out, and we're going to pull this little extension on here. Nope, don't want that. So this is my guideline for the tail. It kind of gives me a template of where the tail needs to go. We're going to bring that down like that. So we'll bring it into side view. So this just gives me a good location of where I need to put the tail. It keeps it centered because it goes that way. Almost looks like a duck bill though. Doesn't it kind of have that duck impression? I should make duck heads. I should definitely make duck heads. Oh, you can totally disrespect the trolls. Go ahead. Yeah, they get raided. If you come in here trolling, you are on your own, man. Definitely on your own. Yeah, the trolls are on their own. They are subject to complete getting trolled themselves. Like I said, they're the Cheeto slamming, Slurpee drinking keyboard warriors. Okay, here we go. Gonna add it in there. I'm going to smooth it up. I'm going to show it to you before we do the attachment. Yeah, that's right. They're sitting in mom's basement. That's right, Tater. They're sitting in their mom's basement. Well, see, the thing is, they're spending time trolling instead of probably working. And there we go. See that teal color? That's why I love it. I love that teal. It just shows up so much different. And then we're going to bring it out here and make the head for the bird. Like that. Then we just have to put the hook on. We'll make the wings and go from there. We actually have to make peppermint swirls today, believe it or not. I got a few orders for them. We're going to bring it down and catch that loop. And smooth that out. May actually have to redo that. No, we're good. All right, so we're gonna go into making the wings. The wings I don't like using any tools with. There's nothing wrong with using tools for making wings, but it's definitely a skill not a lot of people have. Doing it this way. And like Dragonfly and Groves, I will be training on how to make wings. And then they'll never go back to a different way. They will never go back to a tool-based wing again. Then we're going to smooth out the front. Bring it out this way. They are very special glasses. So we got the wing there. And again, I love this color because it doesn't show properly until you get some lighting on it. See that? Now we got some really nice colors transitioning through. We're going to come over here and do wing number 2. And we're just going to keep bringing it out. One level after another here. Oh, there goes that sun blaring in again. Now we got 2 wings going. Nice and balanced. Pull that beak out. We're going to come through. Now we got a bird. And there we are. So there is the bird is the word. And again, the colors are absolutely fantastic. They just have that teal look to them, and they shift all over the place. I think it looks good, color-wise. And then tap, and off it comes. Smooth it out. And that's how we get that part done. Hey, Daisy girl, how are you? Dalcor Crypt, thank you. So yeah, the glasses are, they're called Dididium, and they are specialized for specifically lamp working, which is what this is, glass blowing. Lamp working is a form of glass blowing. Blue Moon comes to mind. Yeah, that's definitely not Blue Moon. That used to be one of my go-to colors. That blue is, I believe, silver unobtainium. So don't quote me on it though. I completely had messed up, and I combined like 3 different colors in my stash. And yeah, they're pretty close to the raw form, looking like each other. But it very much reminds me of an old North Star color called Polaris, which I still have some of. But there's an old color out there called Polaris. And that was one of my favorite North Star colors back in the day. I've still got some very, very old colors. Okay, I'm going to try a little something different here real quick. We're going to encase this right here. I want to stretch it down and try another bird with it. Just dilute it down a little bit. Just applying the color here. Trying to leave a tiny little gap in between. So when we make the bird wings and the tail out of it, has a little bit of transition with clear and color. And we're going to come through and do one more here. One more little line. I'm going to leave it attached here so I know exactly what color this was. There goes the sun blazing in again. Dididium lens for the camera would be good if I was like teaching glass, but I'm not teaching, so it's not good for a visual for most people because you miss out on so many colors. If you're familiar with Dididium, then you would know, then you know that you miss out on like half the colors visually. we go. A little bit more. All right, we're going to set this off to the side and let it cool off. All right, we'll set this off to the side, let it cool a little bit. Can I do hummingbird with a nest of babies? I probably could get that done, but we'll definitely have to figure that one out. Oh, side view. There we go. I'm trying to show it side view and it's not showing. Sun's blaring in, so now you can kind of see a little bit of that sparkle to it, a tiny little bit. We left a little bit of line gap in there, so when we go to make the wings, it has like a little transition to it. Bring it out there. I'm going to show John his roses one more time, and we're going to put them away now that everything's cooled off from them. So these are the roses we made for John last night. They came out fantastic. I don't even have to shine the sun on it. And then we add the lighting. Definitely see it. It just has these natural, really blues and greens going with it. And then we're going to grab the second one, which is just the gold fume. I like gold fuming. I think gold is one of my favorite aspects to work with. And now there we are. We got that beautiful gold going on. This one always appeals to me. It never gets old. Boy, with the sun blaring in, I don't have to worry about it. But that blue-green version also, I don't know. It's really hard to decide which one I like the most. And then again, last night, we're going to probably do an auction for this one. You can see the purples and greens coming out. We're going to use a little bit of lighting on it to give it a little bit there. Now you can see the purples and greens coming out much better. So this one's really nice. I don't think I could repeat this one. I'd have to rewatch the video and figure that out. Thank you, Daisy Girl. Yeah, so we're doing flowers. They are made on live. So if you want to order a flower for a spouse or partner, anybody, I don't care. If you want to order a flower for someone and have it made on live, we can do that. Just let us know on purchase the name of the person we're making it for, or we can use your name and say this is made for so-and-so. And we'll let you know when that's happening and coordinate with you. And then since it's saved on YouTube, you can actually replay that message for someone that you bought it for. So you can say, see, I had this made specifically for you. And that's kind of a cool thing to have that. Because it's not like an afterthought. Yeah, it was actually, there was some thought into the purchase. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. All right, we got that done. We got some other work to do today, so let's get this started. I'm going to prep out some points real quick. Nope, that's going to definitely snap the wrong way. I think I need a new blade. Although technically you can use a file. We're going to separate this just about in half. So this process is called pulling a point. I'm very surprised how many so-called glassblowers can't do this. It's one of the very first things you need to learn to do. This is super imperative to learn. Teaches you a lot about control, and it's not easy to get down. Now, there's many ways to do it, but effectively, you should be able to do that. Keep it super straight, keep it nice and balanced, so that as you're rotating it, you have a nice even axis on here. So it should be able to spin really nice without a wobble. Got a little wobble at the tip because it's not balanced there, but we're going to fix that up right now. But yeah, you should be able to spin this without a wobble. Then we're going to bring this down. Burn that off. So yeah, that is one of the very basics you learn like that. Daisy Girl, I will definitely check it. Stephanie handles a lot of that, but yeah, we'll definitely have to go through that. Can I show the memorial marble I made earlier? Which marble, J-Dub? If it's the one from 2 days ago, yesterday I showed it on. You have to watch the live stream from yesterday because I think I displayed it then. But it's already off in the mail. We don't hold on to them too long. So we're going to be doing. I'm going to start prepping for the new version of this guy. We're going to make a new version of this one this year. And I'm going to start prepping it, getting everything ready for it. The new one's going to have wings coming off instead of the dragon claws. We're going to have pop wings off here. And I'm definitely going to add a spine to it. I don't want to leave it smooth this time. We're going to add an actual spine onto it. And I hope we get it. I hope it looks good. And we're going to pop uranium in there as well. I think I'm going to do uranium into the head. I'll bring it over here on the side. So up in the head area, up or around the nostrils and the eyes, we're going to add in the uranium. And I think for the teeth area, I'm thinking of doing Lucy. So the Lucy is like a pink glow. So, and then I'm not going to do the shiny side and matte side this time. So this is the shiny version, and then there's the matte version. With the uranium, I think I'm going to leave everything kind of glassy looking. Yeah, I think we'll go full on glass for that. Not a matte side. But yeah, so the new one's definitely going to have uranium incorporated in it. Because at the time I made that, uranium glass wasn't really available. At least it wasn't easily accessible. So now that we have uranium, we can definitely do that. Incorporate uranium in there. And I don't know if I'm going to make it a little bit bigger or shorter. I may want to make it an actual dagger size and shrink it down by like 3 inches, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. Okay, I am going to take a short break for a little bit. We've been an hour and a half. I promise I won't be long. We're going to be very quick. I'm going to be very, very quick here. But I got to go change up a few settings, and then hopefully we got Instagram coming up, live streaming. So I'm hoping that works. I'm working on it. So give me about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll be back.